So are you ready?
I am ready. And you are live, sir.
MyMac podcast 703. Dumbass Analyst.
They are. Hey, everyone over there in... Yeah. Whoops, I need to turn off the audio. Okay. So everyone who's over there in Facebook land, on the Mac to the Future page, some of you probably saw me do the setup for this with Brian Monroe yesterday. This is kind of where I was trying to go with it, minus the big scars on the side of Gaz's head. But hey, you pissed me off one too many times, mister. That's what happened. I hit him so hard it was all the way to the other side of the Atlantic. Yeah, no, it really wasn't.
You're just really too nasty to me.
I am. Did you want me to... Hey, Brian, did you want me to bring us in, or did you want to do it? Me. Ooh, it's like 3D. 3D. What?
You just do it, man.
Okay. And welcome, everyone, to the MyMac.com podcast. This is number 703. Dumbass. Sorry. Arse. Analysts.
Yes, what did I say? I think I might have got it wrong.
Well, if you did, too bad. I think you said arse, because that's like a British thing. Yeah. So, sorry about last week. That we both ended up having like last minute plans and just couldn't get anything together. Though my last minute plans kind of, I think, took Gaz by surprise. He was he was like, oh, so you want me to record, you want me to edit, you want me to do it. It's like, oh, yeah. And yeah, there was just no way.
Well, that's fine. I don't mind doing that. But
if you have like just what, a scotch bit of nose.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Like, are you ready to record? Oh, sorry, I'm not going to be there.
It was a little bit like
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
record.
Yeah. And I'm not there. But actually, it's like we missed a week. Shoot us. What are you going to do? But what you should do is complain bitterly to our Skype number,
Yes.
which is 703-436-9501, and just give us a hard time about that.
Definitely. I think you should do that.
That's exactly what you should do.
Because that's what I do.
Well, now, what did you do last week rather than do a podcast? It must have been exciting.
I can't remember what I did last week.
I remember mine, and it was not exciting at all.
I'm just trying to think what we did, because we were going up here, there, and everywhere, all over the place. I had obviously a match to do, so I did a game.
Right.
But I think we were going out to see friends, and then we were going out to see family, and then we had family over on the Sunday as well. So it was just busy time in the house, really.
Okay. I ended up, but now last weekend was supposed to be nice here in the DC area. And Friday, which I took off from work, and Saturday, which obviously I didn't have to work, were just beautiful. The Sunday and that Monday and Tuesday, which I also took off, total crap. I mean, cold,
Typical.
Rainy, nasty. And I rented a Kia Soul, which is a small Kia.
I did see one or two of your posts and listen to two of your posts, actually.
Oh, the daily drive. Right.
Yeah.
And this is one of the cars that I'm thinking about. I'm considering to get to replace the big ass Ford Flex that I currently drive. The only reason why I still have that car is
the Behemoth.
Yeah. Oh God, that thing is like huge. The biggest reason why I still have it is that it's paid for. So something. If I get something else, then I got to pay for that. But it did have CarPlay, and this was like the first car that I've either had or rented
Which
that
has had CarPlay.
had CarPlay.
Funnily enough, actually, when we went skiing, I got an Audi A3, I think it was, fastback, and that had CarPlay on it. And I didn't really get to play with it that much, but I don't think I spotted that it got CarPlay until we got to the hotel when we were going, and then obviously, basically,
Who
the
cared
car
at
sat
that
in the
point?
car, but who cared at that point? And then when we was coming back, I didn't really have time to mess about and play with it. It was only an hour's drive anyway, so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Was that in England where you went?
No, that was part of the awkwardness of it. It was in Austria, so
Okay.
all of the
I love
instructions
Austria.
all the instructions coming up were in German,
Jawohl.
and my German isn't well. It's not as good as my
Isn't-
English, and my English isn't that good.
Your German wasn't germane.
No.
I actually love Austria. I had a really, really nice time. I went to Vienna a couple times. But anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
CarPlay actually works reasonably well. One thing I don't like about it is now you have Apple Maps naturally, and that works really well. Once you have your phone plugged in, it comes up on the screen, and you've got voice commands, and it understood when I wanted to go to the Antietam National Battlefield, and which is kind of a little bit obscure, and it knew exactly where I wanted to go, knew where I was. Very, very happy. What would have made me happier would have been if I'd been able to use Waze, which is the navigation app that I prefer to use. But there's no way. There's no ways to bring that in.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I know. It's like almost like I was funny. Almost.
No, I didn't say that.
That close. 6 degrees of Guy Searle. So as I'm going through this search for a different car, whatever car I get, I really want it to have CarPlay, even if it's not a Kia.
So, are you telling me that now that you've actually seen CarPlay in action, it's a cracker?
It is. And getting music on it, either MyMusic or through Apple Music or even, Spotify was built in to the rental car. And of course I didn't have to pay for that. It was already all taken care of. And that was actually the first time I'd used Spotify in a car. Now I have used it before. No, not Spotify. Which one is it that has Howard Stern? Not that I listen to him, but no, Sirius XM. It had Sirius XM.
Right, yeah, we don't really have that over here.
Yeah. So, but that was built in, and that's got such a crap interface. Trying to maneuver your way around Sirius is just a royal pain in the neck. So
yeah, I'd say that I actually tried when I first started on a Mac. I actually got a license or something to do a test and a review with Sirius. I got the application, and I was never really that impressed with it. I must admit, it was a bit. You'll have to excuse me. I'm getting notifications, so I'll best turn my phone off. Yeah, I was never really that impressed with it, I've got to say. But
so no big deal.
No big deal.
Okay. Now you got some stuff written down here about photos.
Have I? Yeah, I have. Now, what I'm trying to do desperately is jump around, so I've got far too many screens open. I've been going through all of my photos on the Mac.
Right.
Because earlier in the week, I was pretty sick. And in fact, that was one of the things that happened last weekend. It started last weekend. On Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, I was really ill. And actually on Monday, I basically had to take the day off. I was off sick. And Tuesday, I pretty much had to work from home because I was sneezing and coughing and spluttering. And I had a headache. And yeah, it was really nasty. So during the back end, I think of Monday, I kind of come down and sat in front of my computer and thought, I can't, what am I going to do? I can't just sit in. And I started going through some of my the more recent photos that I've been not dealing with very well. Okay. Well, I've just been throwing them into photos.
Bad photo.
Yeah, well, the thing is, photos is very good, and it's like a lot of these applications. They're very good at saying, we can find these photos for you on a date. We can find a face. We can do. But there are sometimes some bits of information that you want to throw against a photo for future use, because one of the things that happens with images these days is nobody looks at them anymore, do they? Well,
that's because there's too many of them.
Well, it's not that there's too many of them. It's because they're not in a book, Guy. And I think I've mentioned this before, that we're going through every year, and I'm trying to create a yearbook of photos. I'm not going to print every single one, but I want to put some significant and key moments in the book and then print that off, because I've got to say our girls absolutely love coming home and looking through all of the photos that we've got. Well, that's all well and good, but with all of the usefulness of digital imagery, you can also put lots of metadata against them. Now, Photos, Google, all these apps are great at saying, yes, we've identified it's a cat. Yes, we've identified it's your brother-in-law. Yes, we've identified. And I know, and most people know who
it's
my brother-in-law
Jack the
is.
Ripper. What?
No, well...
Sorry, I'm a bit of a
That's not really
tangent.
That's not
No, I'm
really
sorry.
helpful. But it might be a Jack the Ripper that you don't know, that you want to actually put onto the photo, or an occasion, or something that you want to, memorize.
Yeah,
and
my
put down as a
barbecue
memory.
with Jack the Ripper.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If that floats your boat and that's what you want, then great. Yeah. So I went through a bit of the metadata and just started putting key points about a lot of the photos on them, and more recent ones. And what I then want to do is use that information when I'm creating these books, and just try and pull that some of that metadata across, which I haven't yet done.
Well, do you make just one book, or do you make ones for your daughters as well?
1 year. No, I'm not going to make. Yes and no. It all depends on the occasion and what we're trying to achieve. I'm going to have lots of photo books here, because I used to take a lot of images anyway, and as I say, the girls like flipping through those and looking at the old 6x4 images that I've got. And I want to do the same, but in a book. But equally, then I'll just want to put notes against them, because I'm not thinking about now. I'm not thinking about my daughters. I'm probably not even thinking about my grandchildren when and if they come along. I'm thinking about future generations. Yeah, it's one of the future generations after that. They pick up a book and they'll go, yeah, that was great Uncle, Gaz, who used to do some podcast, I believe.
Yeah,
and,
with some silly twit over there in the U.S.
Yeah,
before it became all radioactive.
Who is not named anywhere in any of these books.
He just said it's some guy.
There's going to be some piece of information. Yeah, some guy. There's going to be a piece of information which, I think will be useful and that I know now. So why don't I just add that into photos? So, I kind of started that last Monday late afternoon when I was feeling a little bit better and got out of bed. And then this week during the evenings, I've been doing more and more. And it's like weeding. You should always weed your garden on a Wednesday. Well, if you do an hour here of, these bits, you can get through it and you can add all this information. And then when you do print them out and you bring that metadata across and you print off your book, which everybody can look at in the future, hey, presto, job's a good one. That was supposed to, I've written 2 lines here. How did it take that long?
Hey, how long did we get out of 4 words?
I can't remember. It was about an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like it got to the point really where you were actually kind of like, Guy, you need to stop talking now.
Yeah.
It's 4 words.
Yeah. So we write a word down, and then really this happens.
Stand by for action.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the problem is,
you're a victim of disorganized thinking.
Yes, that's me. Shall we go on over to the MyMac recent art? Actually, there's quite a few MyMac recent articles since we missed last week.
And not as many as you think, but there's some recent articles here, and I don't get it. So I'm going to let you take the first few.
Okay. Well, these are all podcasts. Essential Apple Podcast number 83 from ZX81 to Ledgers. Then there was Guy's Daily Drive 4-2, April 2nd through April 5th of 2018. Actually, I'm in quite a few of these. Geekiest Show Ever 284, Lipstick on a Guy. I was a guest on the Geekiest Show Ever 284. Tech Fan 345, Lenovo. I really enjoyed the discussion that they had about Lenovo. That was really interesting.
Who's they?
Tim and Dave. Oh. And
you see what I did there?
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
You walked me right into it. And I can't find John. Where's John?
I led the horse to water, and you drank.
I did. It was tasty water.
Yeah, good. Okay, so do you want me to do the next one?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, JBL Boombox. This is a review by Nam Jimorowski.
This is Nam Jimo. What's the message?
This is the message, John. JBL Boombox is a musical beast. It's compact in size, but is massive in weight and price. The sound is exceptionally clear, powerful, and intense. Bluetooth wireless audio is robust and accurate, with an enormous line of sight playback range, well over 70 feet in distance.
How many is that in meters?
I don't know. Battery life is gigantic, up to 24 hours from the 20,000 milliamp internal battery that also powers 2 USB charging ports. The large battery capacity can be used for output, which means the boombox functions as a power pack to charge other devices also. Go over and read John's full review of the JBL even.
Oh, that one. Yeah, what he doesn't say here is it also makes julienne fries. So, yeah, that's a good thing.
Ah, that's cool.
That is good. Next up, Audio Engine A5 Plus wireless speakers. This is a
review
from Mr. Nam Jimo.
This is Nam Jimo. What's the message?
Well, the message is Audio Engine is our favorite company for compact-powered stereo speakers. Their new 2018 A5 Plus, yes, thank you. I appreciate you. Favorite company. Wireless speakers are modest in size with a big and muscular full frontal sonic presence. The 3 different finishes are available. We received high gloss white. The black satin is more subtle. It's subtle, yeah. English is my first language. And unobtrusive and solid natural bamboo is a gorgeous upgrade. They all sound the same with speaker cabinets hand-built of wood. Go on over, read this from Mr. Nemo, and be happy.
I've got a couple of Audio Engine A2s actually in the kitchen, which I use on the back of a little Airport Express. So yeah,
I actually hear a lot of people say very, very nice thing about Audio Engine A2s.
I like them. They're a little bit bassy. That you can't really get those mid-tones out a little bit. Oh, look at me. But I do like them.
You audiophile, you.
Not. Batch photo review by Mr. Soren Wakla.
This is Sloran War. You have failed pronouncing my name wrong for the last time.
No, we have not.
You keep saying that, Warren,
and it's false every single time.
Batch Photo is a Mac or Windows application that can edit and manipulate photos in bulk. It is available in 3 editions: Home, Pro, and Enterprise. A comparison chart between the editions can be seen on the website. All versions include graphic filters, such as annotation, transformation, touch-up, careful, effects and decoration. A free trial is available to try before you buy. If you want to go over and read the Batch Photo review by Mr. Warren Sklar, you have to just go over to the MyMac.com website and you can read it. I was delaying there, folks, for a very specific reason.
I had something that came to my brain, and I literally had to throw myself off to the side to keep from saying it. The last one we have for this week is that's clever, the Beehive 12 station
Beehive.
Bzzz, 12 station smart sprinkler. This is a review from.
Is that for your garden?
Yes.
Ah, right.
So I guess it's like an if this then that kind of. Well, I guess we'll find out here in a second. This is a review. Yeah, I'll just keep talking about it without ever actually going into the review itself. This is a review from Sklorin. Oh damn, Warren Sklar.
This is Sklorin War. You have failed pronouncing my name wrong for the last time.
Oh, we so have not. Actually, this week we probably have.
Yes.
Orbit Beehive is a 12-station smart sprinkler timer. It connects to an irrigation system with up to 12 zones. Orbit also offers a 6-zone model for about $110. Features include smart watering, smart scheduling, iOS and Android app, and Amazon Alexa integration. Actually, we were talking about this on the last Mac to the Future live cast, which is Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for anyone who cares. Yeah. And yeah, so far the world has not been beating the path to my doorway. Shocker. He was telling me he'll see
Guy Searle in Shocker.
Yeah. Oh God. No. I can't go there. I won't. I have to remember my audience. He was saying that when he'll see like deer or dogs or whatever, sometimes even when his wife is walking out there, and he'll just suddenly turn the sprinklers on and take everybody off.
Right.
Yeah. Moving on. If you would like to write for the MyMac.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Turn on the sprinklers. Turn on the sprinklers. If you'd like to write for the mymac.com website, all you have to do is send an email to Mr. John Nemo. His email address is nemo@mymac.com. Gaz, if people wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do it?
Send an email to gaz@mymac.com or on the Twitters, twitter.com/Gazmaz. Guy, how about you?
Oh, guy@mymac.com, probably. And Macparrot over there on the Twitters.
Excellent.
Yeah. And if
Take
you
us
want...
out, man. Oh, no, sorry. If you want what?
No, I was going to say, if you wanted to complain, you call our Skype number, 703-436-9501. It's so easy. I need to put that here on the bottom of the screen so everyone can see that.
Who would want to complain? I mean, come on, man.
Well, so far it's really just a matter of who wants to actually call that number, because there's only been one person, Mr. Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop. You're giving me the high sign. Cut it out. Everyone, please stand by. And we'll be right back. And everyone on Facebook, you're going to see our logo, but we will be right back. Okay.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second section of the mighty MyMac podcast number 703. Now, there is a little bit of a subheading in this particular section, but I'm not going to read it. It's a word which repeats 5 times, gets larger in the font, but I think is a little offensive. Guy, why on earth have you gone...
Well, not since my first child was born, but that's a whole nother story. Which actually kind of ties right in nicely with that word. I spent as I was looking at the stories for this week. Yeah, way over everyone's head. As I was looking at the stories for this week, I just got madder and madder and madder. It's like, God, this is the same stuff that they do, and they write these things, and it's just such total crap. Not that I'm affected by it one way or the other.
Would you like to go through some of them then?
Sure. Okay. Here's the headline for the first one.
dear.
let's see. Yeah.
Ready? Right. If I do this.
Okay. And then I'll say the words in between. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. One more. Analysts saying again that the iPhone X is without any real proof.
I've got a quick one. I'll use that next time in case there's any more. Okay, right. So you've also written one here. The ZDNet says Apple must sell lower cost iPhones in order to stay competitive, says Damas. ZDNet writer based on Damas analyst reports, while at the same time admitting that Apple earns about 80 to 90% of all profits in the industry.
Yeah, I was a little angry.
I can tell.
I was. I really was.
All right, do you want to go for the next one?
Okay. All right. I got this one.
Okay.
The next one. Yeah, I got a sound. Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
I got one ready here. Let's see. A website you've never heard before says that you shouldn't believe Tim Cook when he says that the Mac and iOS won't merge, and his reasoning is that Steve Jobs claimed that Apple wasn't working on a phone when they were.
Okay, the next one that you seem to be quite up about. Greenpeace upset about Apple's new recycling robot. They would rather the phones last longer, even though people hang on to iPhones and reuse them longer than any other phone. But apparently, Greenpeace is filled with attention-seeking douchebags instead of people who understand that no company does more for the environment in tech than Apple. Okay.
Any of those you want to talk about? The Greenpeace one really gets me going.
Okay, well, can I just whip through a few that I'd kind of put
yes,
really over the last week and a bit, really. So it's similar lines that basically analysts were talking about the fact that Apple could really sell an awful lot of phones, and then, you know, that kind of repeating, it's a repeating theme down the line. So we've kind of matched that. Apparently Apple have been sued over a heart tracking tech in the latest Apple Watch. So, yes, another patent infringement.
Let me guess where this was filed. East Texas?
Yeah. I don't know where it was filed, but anyway, Apple has voiced its support for a lot of clean power, leaving the world a better place than they found it. That's working for us all then at the moment, I think. Look at all the plastic that's floating around in the sea, but that's a different story. France's attack targets 2 Apple stores in the last couple of weeks with protests. The group is obviously not happy with Apple's EU tax position. But
well,
there you go.
I have a position on this, and it's that's what I think about that.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Okay, so apparently Apple have also now powered by 100% renewable energy, but there's some dispute over this because
well, there should be.
It's all about where you buy your energy from and
exactly
who you're buying it from and what proportion of the energy they're saying. Anyway, Apple are doing the right thing.
They're trying anyway.
You know, but they're getting lambasted for anything that they try and do.
Well, the whole thing with this is, you know, they include their Apple stores in this story. However, of course, Apple doesn't control the space. The Gold Hobgoblin, Apple doesn't control the space, you know, or the energy distribution system of these retail places. With that being said, essentially in other places that they do control those things, they're pushing power back up to the grid that they're not using, especially during off-peak hours. So yeah. It's like 6 of one, half dozen of another. They're doing more and better than almost every other company out there, and people just need to lighten up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not take things not take things so Seriously.
Do you know that came out of your mouth, Guy, when you did it?
Well, I had a soda earlier, so I was a little gassy. Sorry about that.
Okay, so this next piece that I want to pick up on, this stood out to me as one of the key points in the last couple of weeks about Apple products. Apple have announced a product red iPhone 8 and 8 Plus and a product red iPhone 10 leather folio. Woo!
We're number one. We're number one at something, at making products that are red.
Now, there was a very brief report that iOS 11.3 was killing independently repaired iPhone screens. Initially, when I put this out, I put, what's occurring? But I think there was actually an update because there had been some issues with independently repaired screens, but that has now been sorted and fixed, I think. I'm pretty sure on that because I did hear about that. Like, it just made me laugh. But there you go. We knew that they'd get it fixed.
Yeah.
Apparently, global data have said the iPhone 10 is the most desired phone in the UK. My response to this, okay.
Yeah. And, and Samsung says.
Yeah. Bloomberg apparently said that the HomePod sales have been disappointing. Okay, so what? So what? Can I just make a point here?
Yes.
KGI predicted that as few as 2 million HomePods sold in 2018 will be sold in 2018, right? Do you realize, folks, that makes alone a 700 million GB pound probably business? That's almost £1 billion business.
Yeah, from one product that's not popular.
And that's a fail. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a total, complete fail.
There was another report about the fact that Apple have been having to fix faulty Apple Series 2 watches. All I can say to that is, well, so they should, because that's, right. I know we're on Apple 3 watches, but even so, I still think they should crack on with that. But that's fine. The Apple's head of hip hop has moved to Spotify. Well, that's, great. Fantastic. Yeah. And again, reiterating some of the piece that we said earlier, Apple took 86% of smartphone profit in the fourth quarter of 2017. Now, get this. Everybody's complaining about the iPhone 10 not doing very well, but iPhone 10 alone took 35%.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew about the 80 to 90% of all the profits in the smartphone business going to Apple. But this whole thing about, they're cutting back production. The iPhone 10 was late getting out the door. No, it wasn't late. They never said it was going to be released at the end of September when they released the 8 and the 8 Plus. They said it would be released later in the year. And by God, they released it later in the year. And according to most reports that can actually be trusted, from the moment the iPhone 10 was released, it was the number one smartphone that Apple had. The number one smartphone that Apple had. So, where they're getting this.
Well, it's all about, putting bunts in their profits and the fact that they can prove that they're the best analysts out there to look after all of your money for your pension schemes around the world. No, I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, and also confirming that Tim Cook said that people don't want Mac OS and iOS to merge.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they're listening, Guy.
Yeah,
much
finally.
like ourselves.
Yeah.
Much like ourselves.
How long have I been saying that?
Yeah, but you've been saying it a long time, but he doesn't listen to you, Guy.
No,
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Well, I mean, why should Tim Cook listen to me? Nobody else does.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Even I don't.
There you go.
What did you say?
Yeah. Well, what I said was...
Cool. Okay. Okay.
Now I see this other thing here. Greenpeace calls for repairable iPhone, not disassembling robots.
I was going to put a line through that because you kind of mentioned about Greenpeace earlier.
Well, no, what Greenpeace was complaining about was. Oh wait, no, that was the same thing, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we're sorry, folks, but we had a bit of a repeating of work of stuff that we put in that middle section, and I've been stealing other people's news points on the Apple News as I'm apt to do. But
it's
anyway.
green peace.
Anyway, shall I take us out?
Those people piss me off.
Don't let them get to you, Guy.
I know. Can't help it. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Get us out of here.
Everybody, stand by. Yeah, to stand by. And,
nice.
My black eye will be right back.
I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. Okay, we're back live again. Just thought I should mention that.
Yeah.
Based on what I said right after we went dark there for a minute. Then I went really dark.
Yeah.
Really dark.
Really dark, yeah.
But I feel, God, I feel so much better.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because... Let's play.
Yeah. Now, that was also a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, but I can't remember which one it was.
I'll do it in a minute. I'll do the full title for you in a minute. But
okay.
In fact, do you want me to do it now?
Sure.
Here we go.
Help! It's the Hair Bear Bunch!
Okay. You see, these were the cartoons I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
And as a young adult. It's very scary.
Is that helping you?
It is.
I'm not playing the whole thing.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry. So what I'd like to ask you is, what do they say here? Because they go through it, they go through the song, and they go, "Let's split."
Oh, it's "Let's split."
Yeah, I think if you listen carefully, there might be an F on the end of there.
Oh, let's spliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the writers of these kids' cartoons are sitting there in the back room of wherever they're writing this, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I'll tell
man.
you what.
It's the '60s, man.
You listen. Let's play.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like that.
Brilliant. Anyway,
and actually, before we start, do you want to go over these comments, or do you want to do that in the actual show?
I thought we'd started.
Well, I mean, we're recording this, but this part isn't going to be in the podcast, the audio portion of the podcast.
Yeah. I could do some of them now then.
Okay. So, the one that really got to us was this one from Troy Mueller saying, "So where's the nice lady with the ice creams for the intermission?" That's Gaz's wife. She brings him ice cream.
Not you.
No, she does not bring me ice cream. My wife brings me
a pain
and subtle reflected disappointment. You know, it's like she comes in and just looks at me and goes. And then I look at her and go, 25 years. 25 years.
Yeah, still got the ring. Anyway, let's move
still
on.
haven't. Yeah, right. And actually, you know what? She's not wearing her ring. Because, well, no, I mean, she has a good reason for it. It was getting like super tight.
You gave it to her?
Yeah, of course.
So it needs
yeah.
repairing.
Yes. And I've already had to have mine repaired. I had to have some gold put on the back end of it because it wore off. Anyway, you ready to start? Yeah, we actually haven't started the audio part of this yet. This is Gaz saying, "Start the goddamn show." Okay. And welcome everyone.
No, Troy. No, not everyone over to my place.
For a barbecue.
Well, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway.
Have
we started?
I got to start that again. But yeah, no, we're not all going to Gaz's house. I don't even get to go to Gaz's house. He hides his address from me.
You've been invited.
I have.
Don't be cheeky.
That's true. You have invited me, but you never
I've not told
actually
you where I
gave.
live.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. Just fly into London. Ask around. People will
know me.
Yeah.
People know me.
Do you know where Gazmaz lives?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if someone said, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, and then walks away. Also doesn't tell me. Just says, "Oh yeah, I know where he lives," and then walks away.
Yeah. Well, that's because you wouldn't have asked for direction. You just, do you know where he lives? Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. And welcome everyone to the third and final section, probably, of the MyMac.com podcast. We have actually been having a pretty good time. We're doing video over there in the Mac to the Future site. I have no idea if I'm going to do anything with it, but we're having a good time with it. And we've got a couple people there that are watching there with us, and thank you to all of them. So far, I would say that this little experiment has been a rousing success. No, you've got to say it, Gaz.
I'm nodding my head.
You know how things work here.
Mostly Gaz's tips. Mostly Gaz's tips.
It's time for
Gaz's tip.
Yeah.
This came up as custom app stacks, but that isn't really very clear. But it will become clear.
Okay.
So, is your dock, Guy, getting cluttered? Lots of apps that you need,
yes,
but you know that you don't use them all that often. We'll make a custom app stack for them. Here's the multi-step process. Make a folder somewhere, doesn't really matter where. Open your applications folder in another Finder window, and you're going to make some aliases and put them into that other folder, okay?
Okay.
So hold down the Command and Option and drag that app that you want quick access to and drop it into the folder that you've made. Repeat this for as many of the apps that you want, and then drag that folder with the aliases just to the, I think it's to the right side of your dock. You know where that separator is?
Where downloads and trash can.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just to the left of your trash in case you haven't got any other items in there. And then that's it. Enjoy. You just click on there, and it's got all of the particular apps that you want quick access to, but you can't, you use on a regular basis, but you don't really want them sitting in your menu bar. Or not your menu bar, but your dock.
And you can actually name each one of those folders, and they'll have a unique name in the dock.
So you could actually have workflows on a particular method. So you could go in, click on that folder, and it'll open up all of those particular apps that you use for that particular workflow.
And then use then use workspaces, and that way, you know what? We're probably going too much into it.
We're going too much into it. I'm nodding my head. Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Okay, there. This is so much fun. I'm kind of enjoying this. I have an app pick this week, Gaz. It's not an app pick. It's a hardware pick.
Ooh, let me have a click.
And this is what I am now using to have my microphone. Yeah, it's a new way for me to do audio. Actually, she's not. I don't think she's in Mac to the Future anymore. Her name is Denise. She when I was talking about this in one of the podcast forums there on Facebook, she was like, "Well, how many different ways does this make for this week that you've changed your audio setup?" And I basically responded with, "I don't think numbers go that high." So, but basically, what I've done now. Originally, I still have it. It's up over here. A Behringer X1204 Xenix mixer. But since I no longer have the Mac Pro, I only have, all of my inputs and outputs are basically digital now. I no longer have all the analog ins and outs that I had with the Mac Pro. So I had to make some kind of change. And the Xenix mixer is not a bad mixer, especially for the price, but the preamps on it suck. They're terrible. And so I've been hearing really good things about the UMC204 and the UMC404 HD USB audio interfaces interfaces from Behringer. And the nice thing about these two units is they have Midas Pre-amps. Now, Midas is a company that's well known for having really good, solid quality audio devices. And basically what Behringer did was they took the preamps that Midas uses and made kind of they're not up to the same quality as what you would get in a $1,200 interface, but they're so much better than the Xenix and so much better than most of the other preamps that I've seen on other devices. And I'm really, really digging it. As a matter of fact, let me do something real quick here. Now this is, I think we did this once before. This is another microphone. This is now I used the Heil PR40 microphone. This is a $350 microphone. It's very, very nice. This is a Behringer XM8500 microphone. This is a $20 microphone. This is from, let's see. Well, it's from Behringer, $20. It's XLR, and I have it hooked into the interface. And what I'm going to do...
You're not going to experiment live on the podcast.
I am. Hold on a second.
All right, so...
Help, help, here come the bears. Help, help, here come the bears. Help, help, here come the bears. Let's split.
Let's split. Okay, now I've turned this microphone off, and I am currently on the XM8500. I can't really hear how it looks like.
I can't hear a great deal of difference, to be honest with you.
3, 4.
No, don't turn it up. Don't turn it up. I can't hear much difference.
Okay, and
from my end.
Yeah. $20 microphone, $350 microphone, $20 microphone. Going into a...
Are you sure that's going through that $20 mic?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's definitely this mic. I'm going to switch him back. Hold on a second.
Yeah. SpongeBob.
Okay. So, but yeah, and if somebody is looking to go into podcasting, honestly, instead of spending all this money that some idiots do, you can get a Behringer.
That'll be you then.
Yeah, that would be me. You can get a Behringer UMC204 for like $70, $80, which has two XLR combo XLR 1/4-inch inputs, two of these Behringer XM8500 microphones, and really you're good to go. I mean, it's just such a great interface, and that's my pick.
Excellent.
Wow, that took a long time.
It did. My pick's really quick. I've done it before. I'm doing it again. It's UB clock. It's a clock which sits on my desktop. I can set all sorts of different preferences and interfaces and where it sits on the screen. It's just a useful clock. I like having the old type of clock face that you get, with a 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Anyway, there's a great sketch, by the way, which I think I sent you, did I? For Dave Allen.
Yes.
On teaching your kids how to tell time. That is brilliant. So if anyone out there, in fact, that's probably my pick, actually. Do a search for Dave Allen teaching his kid how to tell time. But the UB clock is great. It's 99 pence, probably 99 cents. I think it's just over the euro in Euroland. But they also do one for your iOS device. I don't know whether I'd use that quite so much. But actually, yeah. Anyway, I'm using the one on my Mac. They do an iOS version. I love it. It just sits there, sits in the corner of my screen. It tells me the time. I know that you can have the digital clock, but telling you the time, and you just have to glance up at it. But I like seeing a clock face. So
yeah,
it's a UB clock, and you can find it in the show notes. I've posted a link.
And I guess that's all the picks.
That's the picks. That's the picks this week.
We don't have
fantastic.
We don't have any significant.
Other?
Yeah, we don't have any feedback. which makes me sad. But we are back up to 200 liquors over there on the book faces, so that makes me happy.
And you know,
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
That's right. I don't think we'll still be on a half hour. I guess that would be the end of the show. Would be in 30 minutes or less.
and anything could happen.
And anything can happen. So, boom, yeah. Real quick, thanks to Patreon supporters, Chris, Nick, Bob, and Troy. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And Ko-fi supporters, I was having trouble with Coffee. I couldn't get into my account, and I couldn't figure out how to get them to let me back into my account, but I finally did figure it out. So I'm back in my Ko-fi coffee account. And
cool.
Thank you to everybody.
What was it?
Is driving us crazy.
It was. It literally was driving me crazy. And I don't want to tell you what the answer was, because it really makes me look stupid. And I don't need any help in that regard at all.
I screwed
None. Exactly. I totally did. Hand to God. Totally messed it up. Real quick, going to talk about, it won't be quick, but we're going to talk about Macstock anyway. It's going to be July 21st and 22nd in Woodstock, Illinois. This is run by Mike Potter, who does the For Mac Eyes Only podcast, which is a fantastic podcast. You should be listening to that one as well. Barry Falk is organizing the Midwest Mac something.
Careful how you say that.
Yeah. Fuck. He's a super guy. Yeah. So is his wife. Damn it, Bonnie. Yes, that's it, Bonnie.
Are you sure?
No. I'm not sure. I'm so awful with names. I really.
This is what Barry will say to that.
I'll blast your head off for this.
And I would not blame him in the slightest. But anyway, it's going to be July 21st and 22nd in Woodstock, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Right now, it will cost you a grand total of $189 to attend the conference for both days, and that includes lunch on both days, a T-shirt, that includes everything. All of the speakers, there is nothing that is being held back. There's nothing else that you have to pay for at the conference. That also gets you the Saturday night shindig. It gets you the Friday night shindig. I don't think they've named that yet. And if you hang around until late Sunday, we'll probably do something then, though you may have to pay for that yourself. That's not really part of the whole Macstock deal.
That's an add-on.
That is an add-on. However, the Macstock Expo is going to give you an idea of what it was like to be at the Mac World Expo back in the day, with just the sense of community and the camaraderie, and it just can be. You're trying to tell me to speed it up, aren't you?
No, I'm not trying to tell you to speed it up. I think you should move on. I think people now, you shouldn't compare Macstock with Macworld. Macworld had a lot of money thrown at it. Mike is a single guy that does this of his own back, and he wanted to get the community together along with Barry. And I think this is just a different environment. I think it touches part of the community that Macworld did touch, but that community that was touched
but not
by
in
Macworld,
that naughty bad way.
No, in that naughty bad way. But I think this actually pulls that community because of the community, and that community only happened at Macworld because of the community, and this kind of is all about that community thing. So it's just a good fun time, and you get some knowledge out of it as well.
Yeah. Oh, unless you're like listening to something I say. But I will. I'll be there. I'll be there with the mobile podcasting kit. Please, if you see me there, come on over and say hi.
Run.
Yeah. No guarantee I'll let you leave, but come on over and say hi. We really, really would appreciate it.
Yeah.
So check that out. You can find that Macstock Conference and Expo.com. I think you can also go to MacstockExpo.com and it'll redirect over to there. But this is an event that you really, really should check out, especially if you live anywhere close to Chicago.
Yeah.
So, moving on, Gaz, how can people get a hold of you?
Ever so easy. Send an email to Gaz, G-A-Z,
Cars.
at mymac.com, or send a Twitter to twitter.com/Gazmaz, G-A-Z,
Cars.
M-A-Z.
Cars.
You can also send a tweet to both of us on twitter.com/Guy and Gaz, G-U-Y. A-N-D-G-A-Z.
Cars.
Very good. You can also send an email to feedback, F-E-E-D-B-A-C-K, at mymac.com if you'd like to get in contact with us. Guy?
Yes.
Because he's the guy.
He's a guy.
And?
Guy's the one.
And if you'd like.
An email from Guy.
Because.
You remember Guy?
How would they do it?
All they'd have to do is watch me dance in the background. All they'd have to do is send me an email through the email client of their choice to guy@mymac.com, probably. Or you can also reach me definitely on the Twitters. My Twitter handle there is Macparrot. Very good. Oh, Farrago does not crash, does it? Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
You can also reach us via our wonderfully busy Skype number, which is outside of the United States, 1 or +1 area code 703-436-9501. That number again is 703-436-9501. Call the number. I say it every week. Now I'm saying it on video. Call the number.
Yeah.
You humpback muley.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll
really help.
Yeah.
That'll entice people, won't it?
Yeah. So you think I'm a humpback muley? Is that what it is?
If you don't call the number.
Come out and meet your doom.
Exactly. And we'll be waiting for you. That's what you'll hear. That'll be the last thing you hear.
The first thing you'll hear is as we announce
You
our
are absolutely
arrival.
right.
Exactly. And we would like to say thank you. Thank you.
We would.
For downloading and listening to the MyMac.com podcast. We greatly appreciate it. It's
MyMac podcast.
It makes us feel so warm and fuzzy inside to know that so many of you pay attention to the weekly nonsense, or almost weekly nonsense, that we do every week.
And we know that you all think.
Isn't it great?
Well, maybe. Kaz, I think that we're good enough. Oh, yeah. I do. And I think we're smart enough. And ish. Yeah, smart-ish enough. And doggone it, woof. That people like us.
Median on Altava, Eritrean, Varuvanian, Kunluit, Tarinoita, Toisella Usala, Tala Bitcola Cosa Guy Sanu, Vitu Paljon.
Careful how you say that word there.
Vitu Paljon.
Yeah. Because this show is almost finished at this point.
My new boss is Finnish.
Just don't read what that says in English.
I'm not going to. End.